Ghost Gen 3 here. Hi everybody. Hey, today I wanted to show you, I've done a bike video before on my mountain bike. I want to show you my Kryptonite lock, and because I've had my bike stolen when I was a kid, it's the worst feeling, damn thieves, and how to properly lock it. But let me zoom in here and kind of give you an idea and show you if you're locking up your bicycle. You want to, let's pretend this right here is a pole you're locking it up to, that you go, I don't know, the market or wherever else you're going to be at. And basically, I put the lock on here already, but I'm going to redo it. I'm going to show you guys. So let's pretend this red thing is a pole or something that's concreted into the ground. It's, you know, not short because it can lift the whole bike and your lock right off of it and take it. So let's say, you know, whether it's a, you know, some cities have bike poles and other kind of things. Some look like a N almost, and those are friendly city bicycle type cities that have it, so not all do. But anyways, let's say you're locking it up to a sturdy type pole or something. Here's the way you want to do it, and you're putting it around the frame here, and you're putting it through your rim of your tire, and you can put it, like I said, once it's here and this is the pole, this is not going anywhere. Of course, just about any lock can be broken or cut into. The thing is, obviously, to make it harder for them, so when a criminal sees this and they're not carrying the right tools with them, well, even better, they're going to go up to another, not better, but unfortunately they're going to go steal someone else's bike, kind of like a car. You know, they're not going to steal what they can't at the moment. They'll go for something easier, just like with victims. But anyways, so this is how you want to lock it. There's many ways, but sometimes people are locking their bicycle just with the rim, and right to the, say some places have, obviously, and I'll show you in a second, places to park your bike, and it stands it for you, and they attach it through the front wheel or the rear, and right to the bike stand, because they're basically like bike stands. Next thing you know, they could just leave your tire, you know, unscrew it, or if you have lever locks like I do, which is just a quick release lever on the front tire and rear, and I have that for storage. So I go in a car if it's smaller, if it's my truck, obviously it's easier. And if you have those, forget it. Your front tire is going to be there with your beautiful, nice lock, and the rest of your bike is gone. So like I said, if this is a pole, and I'm going to, let's see, I'll zoom in a little bit so you guys can see. Alright. So there we go, a little further out. So if this is a pole or something, this is how you want to do it for the most part. Get the frame, definitely get the frame in here. Not, you know, look at your V-frame here. Most bikes, whether it's a mountain bike, road bike, anything, beach bike, and through the rim here. This is a better way of securing it. And depending how long your lock is, whether you have U-locks or cable. I wish I would have got it longer. This one's about 2 feet, 2 feet 3 inches, something like that. And this works right here. But I'm going to show you this lock. This is a key it comes with, and it's I believe what they call tubular locks, and it's a pretty strong cable. I mean, I don't remember what I paid for it. I've had this for so many years, and one of my luxuries is I don't drive to a store or other locations and leave my bike parked outside. I just don't do it. Unfortunately, many of you have to, but you know, we live in a world where there's thieves. That's just the real thing. And so basically for me, when I have a bike lock, here's something to think about, everybody, is basically I store mine outside in the backyard. Luckily I have dogs. They're a great alarm system and crime deterrent. Somebody wants to get into my backyard and deal with them, big dogs, and me, well, all I can tell you is going to be very bad for that bad person. So anyways, I highly suggest, like you just saw, I had my bike locked right here. With any kind of lock, lock it in your backyard, because sometimes somebody might jump over your backyard if you don't have dogs, and even if you do, it's kind of cool to make everything harder for a criminal. And I highly suggest, you know, locking your bike, even if it's in your backyard, your garage. You never know, some electronic garages sometimes accidentally push a button, or God forbid somebody has a frequency code on that or whatever, and it's open. Yeah, sure, they can take stuff while you're not there, but like I said, you can't ride with it because you got a lock on it. So make everything a lot harder for these idiots out there. I just can't stand thieves. But like I said, as a kid, my bike was stolen. I had a cheap little lock. You know, I'm a kid. You know, my parents bought me a little lock and locked it, a front tire to a bike stand like this they had at school in an elementary, and it got stolen there. So I'm going to show you this bike stand here too. And basically, you'll see a lot of these type right here. And, you know, stores will have them. Everybody's, you know, a lot of them are trying to be bike friendly. And they're great. You know, hopefully you're in and out really quick. But people are locking up their bicycles. And I see it all the time. You know, there's different ways to lock it up good. Nothing's 100%. That's what I always tell everybody. But people are locking it like this with whatever kind of cable locker you lock. And then they lock it like this. And, you know, some people are lazy, some are not thinking, you know. This is going to get your bike stolen. They don't need to go through the lock. If you have these lever locks like I do, right here, quick release, they're just going to turn it, open this, and there goes my bike. The tire's going to stay with the rim. They can easily replace that. So you don't want to do it this way. And unless you absolutely have to, well, that's all I can say. But, you know, our bikes are important to all of us. In the past, I like to use this little bit of history. You guys are going to, some of you may laugh. In the olden days, when there was people had horses, guess what? Horses, if you stole somebody's horse, you got hung. There was a hanging if they caught you. Why? Some people nowadays will say, oh, that's too strict. Oh my God, that's horrible. You know what? It's just an animal. No, that was your livelihood. When you had a horse, that was your livelihood for everything. No cars or anything at the time. You know, times have changed, of course. You know, if they started hanging people for stealing bikes, yeah, some people disagree with me. They think that's harsh. Yeah, maybe to a point. Every circumstance is different. But I guarantee you, bike theft would go so down, it was not even funny. Sad fact, but I bet you, started hanging people for certain crimes, crime would go down. Anyways, enough about my little rant. This is my Kryptonite lock. It's a nice lock. Can anything be defeated? Yes. I have a video I did on 14-inch bolt cutters. 14-inch meaning the length from the head to the handles. Now that would not go through this. It's smaller. If you're going to go through this, this is about 1 inch thick in diameter. As you can tell, look at this. It's covered by vinyl. There's a lot of cable weaving through there, and they're weaving through other cable a little thicker. I mean, you could see that. It's amazing. So all that's being held by vinyl. And this is waterproof, by the way. This vinyl. This is what this part of the lock looks like, and the side what goes in. This is Velcro that comes with is pretty cool. It's basically when you have it closed, you can carry it on your frame of your bike, and it's in a closed position. And I'll show you that in a bit. And this is 360. It turns. You know, it doesn't. It just turns. It makes it easier so when you're trying to go through there, you can turn around and then lock up your lock. That's what the inside looks like. And the key does not come out. Once you put the key, it's not gonna, you're fumbling. You're not going to lose it. The only time the key comes out is when you close it. Push down a little bit. Well, it's going to open. Sorry about that. Okay. And then that's how the key comes out. So you're not going to lose it. So to open it, turn, push down a little bit, turn, and this is not coming out. It's just going to stay there. And I like that. It's a good feature. Like I said, about 2 feet. And this thing weighs. I mean, you could probably use this to fight off a bike thief. What a coincidence. And basically, I think it's about 3 pounds. I mean, it's not light. I mean, it's not super heavy. But this thing is about 3 pounds. Like I said, I wish I would have gotten longer at the time. Here's what I got. I personally would think about, my opinion, just for me, maybe 4 or 5 feet. Because if you could lock it like I told you, it'd be nice to have another lock, and you lock the front fork and the tire all the way to one of these on the rear, depending where you put it. So let me show you here just different ways. And like I said, depending if you have a pole or some kind of device or something that you're going to lock up your bikes with. Another way is through here, your tire. Obviously this thing is too short, as you can see right here. to go over that part. So you don't want to. Anyways, you want to go through the frame. And then of course this is not just going to be, if you lock it like this, the way you see this right here, well, yeah, now they can't ride your bicycle. And I've seen this, and they're in a bike stand like this. Now they could just lift up your bike and just carry it off. So, you know, you don't want that too. So sometimes you gotta just use the old noodle. Think of what you're doing, because you want this locked down some way. So another way would be through the forks. Let's see if I get this here. And like I said, this is shorter, unfortunately. I wish it was longer. So that kind of helps you guys if you're going to buy a lock. Think about length. And basically, I could get you something like this, then, you know, lock it this way. Now you got your front tire and everything there locked up. But I highly suggest you lock them up at home. Even if you're in an apartment. Some of my buddies in apartments, many of them have their mountain bikes inside the house. We all know there's burglaries. Lock it. Just make it harder for the criminals. I mean, why have it unlocked? I know at home we all want to feel safe. It's just, I'm not saying be paranoid, but just take that extra step. You put the lock, you're not using it, you have it inside your apartment, your home, garage, backyard. Lock it up. That way, anybody decides to take it, guess what? They're carrying it. You know, if they want, unfortunately, there's criminals of all types. If they really want your bicycle, they really want to cut through this, like say mine for example right here. Well, they're going to be carrying a gigantic bolt cutter, and I'm talking those big ones, which means it's harder to hide on their body. And like I said, make it tougher. A little hard to hide those big ones when you're trying to steal a bike in the daytime. Night, of course, forget it. Like I said, I only take my mountain bike when I'm mountain biking. I'm always on it. If I go to mountain trails, I drive there. You know, get my bike out of my vehicle, ride the trails, come back, I put it back in the truck or in my vehicle, whichever I'm using. So I don't ride to locations where I can park it. I did go to the gym a couple times and use theirs. And you know what? I was uncomfortable the whole darn time I was working out in the gym. And I do pretty hard workouts. And for the hour and a half, 2 hours I was in there, the whole time I had to stop my workout and go check on my bike. So I just was not comfortable. And you know, some of you maybe feel that way too, because the worst thing is you come out and it's gone. And even though there's people walking in and out, a lot of times people might see your bike being stolen, they don't say nothing because they think maybe it's theirs. Or, you know, if you see somebody using a hacksaw or bolt cutters, I hope some of you would call the police. You know, worst thing can happen that it is a person's bike, not likely. So anyways, be careful out there. Use your noodle, your brain. Lock up your bikes even when you're at home. It's a good idea. It doesn't take much effort. You know, it's like I said, make it harder for them. Lock it up to something in your house if you have it in your apartment. You know, if you have some kind of pipe or whatever, lock it. Cool. Because, you know, when someone's burglarizing your apartment or house, whatever you live in, you know, yeah, sometimes they're there longer, but for the general consensus, they want to get in and out quick, get the valuables. Sometimes they may want to take that bike. If they see it locked or they try to grab it and they don't have the tools, or they're like, screw it, this is taking too long, they'll leave. At least they, you know, you got to keep your bike. So anyway, just some tidbits and info on my lock right here, my Kryptonite lock, and you know, some ways to lock up your bicycle, and like I said, lock it up at home. So anyways, hope you guys like this video. Keep your bike safe, your families. Click on the like button, my friends. Come and join my channel. I'll be getting more different types of videos of all kinds of things, and especially shooting, outdoors type. That's some of my favorite things to do, and training. So anyways, you guys take care, be safe, and God bless.